today. The best example of that is the Dakota Access Pipeline.
That's what it was.
I think we
Okay,
saw
look at that.
before
See,
the
Look, I don't know the
Y'all be
names.
on us too. Y'all be like, hold on. I just find it so interesting that you guys can speak about something before it's actually spoken in the video without knowing that they're about to speak about it. And I just like, I be applauding ourselves when we do stuff like that. But yeah, that was dead on the nail.
We know a
That
lot
was
of
dead on the
things,
nail.
but we don't know the names.
We gotta piece it together, so that's why
Yeah.
the questions be coming out how they come out.
Yeah.
But I think that was just so beautifully put out, like how you was
I
ready for
remember
it,
the
but it was
names.
just a little
Yeah.
blur for you to put it out there. You know what I'm saying? What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Let's get it.
Super excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys. All right, join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Well, I think non-native people know that treaties were signed. That might be it.
A treaty is fundamentally an agreement between two nations.
Treaties are only made between sovereign governments.
In fact, the U.S. has made more than 300 treaties with American Indian nations.
The United States' existence, when it first won the war against Great Britain, was very precarious, and many countries around the world did not recognize the United States' sovereignty.
So the U.S., as a way to assert that it was a sovereign, it made agreements with native nations to sort of say to Europe, to Britain, hey, we're sovereign too, we can make these agreements.
The idea that treaties somehow gave status or standing or land to indigenous nations is probably the main fallacy that exists.
It's given. Look what I can do.
It's given.
It's given. Look what I can do.
Go ahead and do this so we can make this official.
It's given. Bet you didn't know I can do that.
Right. Okay, so I remember in school learning about the treaties, but we didn't go into too much detail.
Now we did more so like branches and things of that nature. We learned that more.
Went more into
that type of field work.
American,
Yeah. We didn't dive into the treaties, the peace treaties and things of that nature.
Like it listed them, but I can't remember one.
I don't remember that being like a very vocal conversation and test type of, thing that we had to do. Like it wasn't that in our face type of stuff.
I wonder why. Like I was looking at the curriculum, getting prepared for school.
Yeah.
And there's little to none. No talk about it.
But why would the U.S. want everyone else to know about them, signing treaties with people and with land and stuff like that?
It's a part of the history.
I feel that. Okay.
So, but I wonder, because I don't remember ever going to, like, public school with an American Indian or indigenous. We know that you all like to be called different things depending on the person. So I wonder if that has a role in why we didn't learn that much about them. Because maybe they had their own schools and I don't know. I don't want to speculate, but yeah, maybe y'all let us know.
Still a lot of questions as y'all can see.
Yeah, and if you went through the American educational system and you learned about the treaties and, more about it, let us know.
Facts.
I think that many people view treaties as special rights for Indians.
They're not rights given to native nations. They're native nations, by and large, giving rights to the United States. I think a lot of people lack an understanding that wherever they live, there's probably a treaty that gives them the right to live there, granted to them by native nations.
A nation relinquished the majority of its land rights, its land holdings, its resource holdings, for the right to preserve its way of life.
The rights that are reserved are more easily defined by the U.S. courts as property rights, but better defined by our traditional and cultural understandings as being relationship rights to the land, the water, and all of the beings that we hunt and fish and share.
So was that, impacted as well, like the culture and everything, whenever the treaties was being signed? Because for me, it just sounds like I'm gonna take this from you guys, and I'm gonna let you borrow it.
Well, no, they just said that it was them allowing them to have this. So that's why when we see things about when they want to.
But how you allow them to have something that was already theirs? That's why I say it's like you take it from them and then you just
you gotta think about what they was going through. The marches when they were, what is it called? The thing. I don't want to mess up the name, but
yeah, and I don't want to
marched the people. The genocides.
Yeah, and I don't want to dive too deep into it and just be misleading with my questionings or the information I'm giving. So I'm trying to just tread lightly.
It's a learning moment. It's a learning moment. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
God, damn. Let me take a little swag of water real quick.
Okay, so what I was gonna say was that's why when we see things happening in the news about when they're protesting. What is it? Pipes. It was some pipes going through some native lands, or a train going through some native lands.
I see where you're going with this.
Water. I forgot what it was about, but y'all, excuse me. I forgot what it was about, but that's why they protested, because this our land.
Yeah.
How you gonna do it? So. It's a learning moment, y'all. Our education when it comes to Native American life is little to none. We're adults learning about this. So yeah. And we learn more from you guys. You guys requested this video, so we learn it.
Big facts, yeah.
Share that world with.
It's through treaties that I think we've been able to hold off a lot of forces that would like to see us erased from the continent.
I'm trying to think of one treaty that from the perspective of the indigenous nation has been fully upheld and implemented.
A lot of people disregard our treaties and say they're a thing of the past, they've been broken, let's forget about them. They would like to wipe away the treaty history of the United States, but that's simply not how it works.
Our United States Constitution recognizes that once a treaty is signed and ratified by the Senate, it becomes the, quote, supreme law of the land.
What that means is that a treaty, it's as much alive as the U.S. Constitution is.
Are they living documents? Do they exist, and do they transcend generations? The answer is absolutely yes.
When people question the relevance of treaties and say, I don't think treaties are relevant, my response is, then just give us the land back.
We're not talking about past history. We're talking about today. The best example of that is the Dakota Access Pipeline.
That's what it was.
I think we
Okay,
saw.
look at that.
Look, I don't know
Y'all
the
be
names.
on us too. Y'all be like, hold on. I just find it so interesting that you guys can speak about something before it's actually spoken in the video without knowing that they're about to speak about it. And I just I be applauding ourselves when we do stuff like that. But yeah, that was dead on the nail.
We know a lot of things, but we don't know the names.
We gotta piece it together, so that's why the questions be coming out how they come out.
Yeah.
But I think that was just so beautifully put out, like how you was ready for it, but it was just a little blur for you to put it out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's just like we remember a lot of faces, we don't remember the names
of
people.
I put a face to it, but don't ask me the name. I can't do that. But yeah, so this is definitely familiar with just how things are still operated today. Like with people having to leave their houses, with people having to up and pack just about everything because they want to build something here that requires something that's underneath the ground. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's so historic. That's so historic. You know what I'm saying?
Rural community, the violation of the 1868 and 1851 treaties of the United States with the Lakota Nation in Standing Rock.
It brought the violation of treaty rights to today. Even though tribes have been experiencing those violations time after time after time.
Treaties go both ways.
This was a two-way street, that it was a shared history.
It's about mutual respect.
Non-Native peoples, our treaty partners, the descendants of the treaty signers, you could say, on the United States side.
I think that the way that we bring everybody into the conversation is we have curriculum that accurately reflects the reality of what an Indian treaty is. That's something we do for the United States Constitution and the 3 branches of government. Why don't we have a tribal component to that education?
But they talk about
The
branches.
ancestors who negotiated the treaties, they were doing their best to protect us, to protect our culture, and protect our way of life.
And to me, that's a responsibility and a way in which I should live my life every day, to remember to honor those ancestors that fought so I could be here today.
Treaties are living documents because tribes continue to breathe life into them. We continue to speak their terms. We continue to remember the promises.
Yeah. That was beautiful. Short, sweet, to the point.
So
beautiful.
well said too, man. It's just so much information in this 1 5-minute video that's like really impactful, because I mean everyone has like a foot in this. You know what I'm saying? And they should have a little understanding to why, you know, they feel the way they feel and why everything happened the way it happened.
This they land.
Facts. I mean, and they was questioning them about it, talking about, so why would you guys, you know, like still want to have treaties and this, that, and the third when it has been broken? I don't think that it has been broken from the perspective of the indigenous people, because if anything, they want it to be right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it wasn't broken from their side of the agreement.
That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah.
So if from their perspective, it wasn't broken. They didn't do anything because they wanted it to be how it was. They wanted their culture, they wanted their land, they wanted to be respected. But from the other foot, you know what I'm saying, when people say, well, if it's broke, you guys, you know, it's broken, this and the third, why'd you continue it? Well, they didn't break it in the first place.
Right.
So how
And
would
it's
you
a
ask
living
them
agreement.
why to continue when you need to be asking the other person, you know, why y'all broke it?
Right.
So.
Right. That's just like, okay, hold up. I gotta make this comment. This is not to our indigenous people, so y'all move to the side. This is to everybody else. Because when we talk about our issues that resonate with us as African Americans, people are like, it's in the past, get over it. No. The same way we feel about the amendments that were created for us to have rights in this land, the same way that they feel. It's living agreements.
It's
living agreements. And so when those living agreements are broken, those promises are broken, the two parties have every right to discuss how they feel.
And that's why I said it's really impactful. Like when you really think about it, everybody got a foot in, because like our amendments, you know, of course, have been abused, have been broken plenty of times, but it kind of ties into what they feel as well when the treaties have been broken and they want to continue to thrive in a more positive outlook, but it has been broken. You know what I'm saying? So
without those treaties, us as a nation wouldn't have been respected.
It's a conversation, bro.
To the country we broke off from.
It's a real conversation.
Yeah. So I would love to be more knowledgeable on Native American present day issues and things that's going on.
I agree.
You know, I feel like social media is how I started to see the culture. It was during the time of the pandemic, and there was these I am my mother's daughter, that song.
You hit that note.
I'm telling you, baby, during the pandemic, I was on TikTok every day. Every day. But that's when, like, the Native Americans were getting on TikTok. They was dressing in their regalia. They was doing, you know, their powwows, their chants. They was teaching about their history. And I feel like that was the first time as American people, all of us are American people, the first time other people outside of the indigenous community was able to see them. I may have passed a Native American before, just walking out and about, but in my years of life, I have never had a conversation with a Native American other than now on YouTube.
Facts, yeah. I feel that, man. It's just
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Your social media is such a magical door
It is.
that allow
It
you
is.
to walk into spaces that you haven't even been introduced since a child.
Right.
And educate you on stuff that you haven't been educated on since a child.
Right.
You know
And
what I'm saying?
it's not education with an agenda. It's education from living people telling their own stories.
It's magical.
That's what I love about it.
Yeah.
That's what I love. Okay, so I want somebody to adopt us.
What?
Right quick.
What-
No,
wait, what we going?
listen. Like we really want to learn the culture, understand the culture. You guys told us that we can go to powwows and learn the culture that way, but I feel like it would be very life-changing for us just to have an understanding of learning the culture. Now, I know we can't enter y'all lands and stuff unless we invited, so that's what I mean, adopt. Yeah, so, yeah, let us know how we can connect with a family to learn the culture outside of YouTube.
Big facts.
You know?
Yeah, what's up?
Yes, so we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like to support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.